What's up, I'm Bee and welcome to my channel. Today we are talking about Sun-Kissed Mama in a video that she put out last week. A few weeks ago I did put out kind of my first video ever talking about mommy vloggers and family vloggers specifically, and I feel like it started some really interesting conversations, so I wanted to go ahead and continue that with the added element of parasocial relationships. Now, about 2 weeks ago, Talia from the channel, Sun-Kissed Mama, put a video out, and at the end she did about a 10-minute segment talking about how family vlogs are important so they can make other parents feel less alone, essentially is what it was. And she also kind of talked about how she doesn't understand where all of the hate out of nowhere is coming for family vloggers. And some of the points I felt like were valid. I have never been interested in watching family vlogs, but I have spoken to other moms who have said that they do enjoy family vlogging and they used to watch a lot of family vloggers like almost religiously, and some of them have recently started watching less and less because of the growing conversation about the impact that being on camera all the time has on kids. But they did also say, like, yes, it made me feel less alone. Yes, it was interesting to watch all the fun stuff they got to do with their kids. The kids are so cute. And so they did find value in family vlogging, or they still do, even if they are aware of some of those less than savory elements of it. So I understand Talia's point when it comes to that. However, I think she is missing some of the larger criticisms of people who are just concerned about the safety and long-term effects that this can have on their kids. You know, putting everything a child goes through out there is not great. It should be up to the child to share their personal moments if and when they decide that they want to. And she inadvertently made the comparison of a burn survivor doctor and a mommy vlogger, saying it takes a very special person to do both. And she's like, I'm not saying that mommy vloggers are like necessary. Like, I'm not saying that somebody has to do it, but like somebody has to do it, and it takes a very special person to do those things.
Also, you have to make a living out of it. Like, we can't just do this and stay home. It's not possible. It takes a special type of person to open up your home like this and to vlog those hard times and those special times. And just like anything, like, you're not gonna be like a burn survivor doctor. Like, it takes a special person to go and do that job, but someone needs to do it. And I'm not saying someone needs to be a mommy vlogger, but someone needs to share and document and relate and show moms that they're not alone.
I'm going to put a little bit of pushback on there because, yes, there are some people who do find value in family vlogs, but does that benefit outweigh the cost or the risk that you are exposing your children to? I personally don't think so. I think there are ways to talk about what moms go through and explain like the fun things that you're doing with your kids, or how you potty train them, or what your pregnancy was like. I think there's a way to do that without putting your kids in harm's way, and so I will disagree with her on that. She did put out another video where she references the stalker situation, and just some brief background on that. Sunkissed Mama and Just Fam, two family vlogging channels. The moms of those channels are friends now. They live close to each other. They do a ton of stuff together, create a lot of content together, but that was not always the case. Talia and her family used to live in Hawaii, and how she met Just Fam was by seeing that Jessica and her family were in Hawaii and making a vlog tracking them down. So she was able to successfully do that. She met Jessica, she met the entire family, and from there a friendship formed. I have a lot of opinions on it, I have a lot of thoughts, but I'm going to address them as they come up in her retelling of the story, because she's very upset that people are calling her a stalker, although I don't really know what else you call that. What else do you call somebody who watches your social media to see where you are and then goes to that place with the express intent of running into you? Just my thought. Okay, let's get into the video.
By the look of this, I want to address some stuff with you guys. And You guys probably have been seeing a lot of things. And so that's going to bring me into addressing the stalker comment that I have been seeing a lot lately. And it wasn't really a thing until Jessica and I got COVID. We kind of went through a situation and it was so unfortunate for everyone involved. And it was just so, I've never regretted anything more in my entire life. And I was already in such a fragile state. I was already going through so much on.
Okay, so what she's referring to there is obviously she and Jessica got COVID, and right around that same time, there were a couple of their fans who happened to be teenagers who were kind of just speaking out and saying that they didn't think it was okay for Talia and Jess to be so reckless, I guess is the best way to say it. Like, they thought that as influencers, Jessica and Talia were being irresponsible in terms of how they were reacting to COVID-19 and all the traveling they were doing, the vacations that they were taking, all of that. And they ended up doing a live stream where Jessica and Talia got on it and were just absolutely so rude, like so unnecessarily rude to these people, to their fans, because their fans were not being mean.
You could be better. So, you know, it's so lame because you guys are sitting here spreading information that you guys just have no idea about.
I genuinely...
Everything you guys are saying, you're saying you saw clips in me, like, there's no handbook that people have to follow. I didn't get COVID in Disney.
But it was just a bad situation and made them look even worse because of how they interacted with literal teenagers who had valid concerns. You know, like, first and foremost, they were teenagers. Talia and Jessica are adults. And so I think that that needs to be taken into account when you are interacting with minors. The way that you speak to them and interact with them should be a lot different than how you would an adult. But then also just the pure fact that the teenagers were calling them out with legitimate concerns, and Jess and Talia just kind of made it seem like they were hating on them and trying to tear them down for no reason, which was not the case.
My own, and a human can only take so much. And if you have no idea what I'm talking about, I'm going to catch you up to date with things that I've been dealing with in my life, because I think it's only fair. I share everything with you guys. I don't like to share the negative, untruthful. I show the negative. I show the hard times. I show the messy rooms. I show the sick days. I show it all. But I don't share things that are untruthful. If I discussed every rumor that was ever shared about me, I promise you.
In Talia's last video, she also kind of made an argument like this about, not her last video, but the one that I was talking about at the beginning of this video. She makes that argument of like, I show you everything. But then she also goes on to say, well, I only show you like 10 minutes of my day. So we've got some kind of conflicting statements going on there.
I could make video after video after video. I have been told the nastiest things since I've started YouTube, though. This wasn't really a thing. I made it a thing in the very beginning. I wanted to make this comment from the very beginning. If you see any huge influencers together, you would never bat an eye to it. You think it is so amazing they're linking up. But because Jessica is like, has this much followers and I have this much, we're not allowed to coexist. Like, we're not allowed to be friends. It's one person using the other. Clickbait is YouTube, okay? I just want to throw that out there. And so for you saying that Jessica is only worth her name, to me is so shallow, and it's so, she's worth so much more than that. She is not just her name. She is a real person. I also did social media, so it wasn't like this weird.
So Jess Fam has about 1.5 million subscribers, and Sunkissed Mama has just over 200,000. Obviously, yes, Jess has more subscribers than Talia, but I don't really think that's why people had the issue with her video about finding Jess. I think it was the fact that they had never met before. They had not agreed that they were going to meet up. It was just a, hey, I watch this person on YouTube and I'm going to go find them, that rubbed people the wrong way. And yeah, there are probably some people saying like, well, you probably had your own self-interest in wanting to meet her. You wanted to find a bigger content creator. You wanted to make a video about meeting her, and that would drive more traffic to your channel. And hey, maybe if she likes you, you'll get some kind of perk out of that. So I think that that's a fair stance for people to take. It wasn't just that you liked her and you wanted to meet her, because if this person had a smaller channel than you, it would have been a lot easier for you to just like DM them and reach out to them and say, hey, I see you're going to Hawaii. You want to meet up? And that would have been one story. But because it was Jess and her channel's so big, you had to track her down, right? If it was an organic thing, or they like met in the DMs, they became friends like through Instagram or Twitter or through the comment sections, and they just happened to live in the same area and they met up and became friends, I don't really think a lot of people would be so concerned about that subscriber discrepancy.
Fangirl moment. It was more so I agreed and aligned with every value she had as a mom. I've been watching her on YouTube, and I just really feel like I knew her, just like you guys probably feel like you know me. And I just knew that she would be someone I want to hang out with in life. And when she met me, she knew nothing about me, and she just said that my energy also matched that same feeling. And we just became friends, and it flourished from there.
Okay, let's think about that for a second. I did social media, I felt like I knew her, and I just knew that if we met, she would be the kind of person I want to be friends with, and that's probably how you feel about me. Is that not a terrifying statement? The fact that Sunkissed Mama was already doing vlogs when she tracked Jess down doesn't make it any better. This is still somebody who does not know who you are. You are following them and trying to find where they're at so you can meet them. That is freaky. And yes, Jessica was updating her story in real time, which allowed Talia to find her. So Jess really needs to be in control of that. That is such a scary concept to me. You are on vacation, you are with your children, and you are updating your stories in real time, leaving your house vulnerable because you're not there, and leaving yourself and your family vulnerable because what if somebody with bad intentions were to seek you out the same way Talia did? Talia did not want to harm your family, and she was able to find you. So imagine if somebody with bad intentions who wanted to hurt them, who probably has way more motivation than Talia to find you, was doing the same things that she was doing. That's super scary. On Talia's part, would she feel comfortable if somebody was stalking her Instagram like that while they were on vacation or while they were anywhere? Would she feel like that was okay? Maybe she would, but I feel like saying like, well, I felt like I know her and you feel like you know me is not an okay excuse. It's not a reason why you should try and find where somebody's at. That is a violation of boundaries. That you do not know the people that you watch on the internet. Talia did not know Jess prior to meeting her. I don't care how much she felt like she knew her, how much she felt like they were going to be friends. She does not know her. That is a parasocial relationship, and when people lose the reality of that, when they like blur the lines on, I watch this person, I like them, I feel like I know them, we're friends. Like, it can escalate really quickly to unhealthy levels. And even if it's not a dangerous situation, I still think it's just important to remember that you don't know the people that you watch. You see them for a small part of their day. Even if they're streaming for like hours on end, you still don't know them in person. And you have to be aware that like, while you can see them and you can see their mannerisms and you can feel like you know them, they are literally sitting in a room. I am sitting in a room full of technology, and I'm picturing some of the people that I know watch my videos, like some of the common pictures and screen names that I see, and like that just makes it more comfortable for me to talk to a camera if I can envision kind of who I'm speaking to. But I don't know the majority of the people who watch my videos. I don't know their lives. I don't know what they're like. I don't know their hobbies. I don't know their interests. I don't know what's going on in their family because I'm sitting in a room full of technology. And I feel like we all really need to be aware of that and just remember that dynamic.
So I'm from a very small island. You literally know every corner of that island, every second, every stop. I knew she was coming to Hawaii and I wanted to meet her. I just wanted to say hi to her. And it was also to make a really good video of like finding another influencers. Influencers connect. That is just what you do. You just connect.
Send her a DM then.
all YouTubers on the internet meet up. I just saw a whole bunch of TikTokers, these girls that all flew together to come and meet up. All influencers are best friends with.
They all flew together to meet up. They were going in, I don't know who she's talking about, but the way that she just phrased that tells me they were planning on meeting up. Probably their management set that little excursion up, or they met through DMs or on social media and agreed to take a trip together. Not that they just happened to follow each other to a destination. That is the difference, is the intention on both sides.
Other influencers, and they meet up all the time. If Jessica goes and meets someone that matches her followers, people think it's normal. But for some reason, with me, I'm not allowed to do that.
That's not it.
Said she was in Hawaii and I wanted to come and meet her. And I went to 2 places. 2. And on the second place, within 1 minute, she walked up. And I had no idea that she would even be there. Like, it honestly was such a weird coincidence. It was like we were meant to see each other. Like, and you know that we live on a very tiny rock. I've been following her religiously, watching all her Insta stories. When you live here your whole life, you kind of just, you know. If you're from Hawaii, you know. Not to be creepy or stalkerish, she's just my favorite, and this is a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity. I feel like I will never get the chance to meet her again unless we just randomly ran into each other, which is like never gonna happen again. The state where she's from is huge. I don't even know where I'm going. I'm lost. So she could post she's somewhere in California and I would have no idea how to get there. Everywhere in Hawaii is an hour away. So it takes 1 hour to get from one end to the next. I just want to say hi to her. Literally, that's all I want to do.
You knew she was going to be there. You were following her Instagram. You went and you got her dessert and you were following her, trying to chase her down. What do you mean she just happened to walk up? No, it was intentional, and that's why it's weird.
Like, it was so meant to be, it's not even funny. YouTube works by putting crazy things in the titles. That is the only way you click on the video. And I put on the video, stalker. I named myself Stalker. That was me. And at the time it was funny. She thought it was clever. We talk about it and she was like, I loved that. It was so funny. It was so great. And no one batted an eye to it until recently. In October when we got COVID, we went through some stuff and there's this creepy dude that makes creepy videos following our every move, writes me on all my platforms. He brought that stalker video to life, and now I see that stalker comment everywhere. And
I know this is beside the point, but I would like to direct y'all to remember what I have said in my past videos about Josh from the Dad Challenge podcast, because that is who she is referencing, where I said you cannot bully somebody into changing their mind. These people do not care what you have to say because you are making fun of them, because of your approach. If you truly want to get someone to change their behavior, obviously you can't control what they do. But a better approach is going to be to calmly and rationally explain your issue with what they've done and frame it in a way so that way they can be receptive to it. If you're just sitting there making fun of these girls, watching their every move, reacting to every single video they put out, they're not going to listen to you. They're going to think you're the creepy dude making videos about them. Let's get real. The majority of Josh's channel is making fun of the moms, and he's always snark for a purpose, or it's petty with a purpose. We snark because we care. We scare because we care. Like my Monsters Inc., right? If you're just making fun of these moms, they're not going to give a crap about what you have to say about them. You're not speaking to them in a way that's going to make them want to listen. Whereas if you share information on the dangers of family vlogging, or you bring it up in terms of like, I don't think you're a bad mom, or I don't think you're a bad parent, I don't think you're intentionally harming your kids, but here are some things that are concerning, maybe they would be more willing to listen. Maybe not. I mean, you can't control when people are receptive to you or if they're not, but your approach plays a pretty big role in that. And so the way that he approaches his videos is not going to inspire these families to change. And that is what I said in my last videos, and I stand by it. And at the end of the day, if the goal is to get these kids off the internet and to get them into safer circumstances, i.e. not having their faces and names and personal information blasted on YouTube every day, that's what we should care about. We should care about them listening to us.
So taken out of context, and it's been twisted and manipulated into the weirdest thing that it's not it. And I kind of played into it. I did make a TikTok calling myself a stalker again. But I just want to let you guys know that when you call me a stalker, I created that for myself. I literally called me that because I thought it was so,
Because that's what it was.
so funny. But it really was so crazy how we actually met. I wanted to just meet her and never see her again. Like, I didn't think we would actually become friends. She ends up finding me, following me, watching all of my videos. And I did not push this at all. It had to have been like a mutual thing. I never once hid that I adored her and
Yeah, sure, a continued friendship has to be a mutual thing, but you stalking her, you following her around the island trying to find her, that's pretty one-sided.
every single way. But yeah, that is where the stalker situation came from. And I felt like it was fair for you guys to know. And now that you know, you can make your judgment however you want. All right, well, that is officially it for today's video. I'm actually going to go watch Sing 2 with my kids. It is what it is. I love you guys so much. I appreciate everyone's love and support. And I know that most of you guys watching this really do care and love on my family hard. You have every day to make your space a happy one. Every day you have that opportunity to just change your life. And if you believe positive things, you watch positive things, you eat, sleep, and breathe positivity, it will reflect. You'll have a happy mind, a happy life, a happy space. And that's all I want to share with you guys here. If you could take anything from me, it's just be positive. I'm not saying that negative things don't happen to you. It's just your perspective. How do you look at a situation? Go spend your day doing something that you absolutely love. All right, I'm signing off. I love you guys so much, and I will see you all in our next video for another sun-kissed day. Good night, guys.
Okay, so that last part is definitely her trying to hint at you, like, hey, don't focus on these negative things. Don't call me out for this because that's negative, and your mind, your space, your life, it's not going to be positive. I'm a bit more of an optimist than most people. I like to look on the bright side of things. I like to think the best about people, but that doesn't mean that we can't speak about unethical behavior or issues when they arise. I think it is important to say, like, hey, this is kind of a weird thing that happened. I mean, at the end of the day, obviously it worked out for the best. They're friends, they're cross-pollinating their content, they're making money off of each other. Fine. Good for you. But that doesn't take away from what could have happened. It doesn't take away from the kind of creepiness of how it started. But I really hope that Talia can continue reflecting on this and maybe understand why people would think that it was weird, that this is how it went down, that this is how they became friends, because again, it's not the fact that there's a difference in their subscriber counts, it's just the way that this all went down. But that's all I've got for this video. As always, leave your thoughts down below, and if you want me to continue looking into the family vloggers and keeping up on that side of the internet, let me know that as well. And while you're doing that, if you would consider liking this video or subscribing to my channel, that would be incredible. And if you're subscribed already, thank you so much. I am so appreciative of you, and I love being able to just sit here, hang out with you, and talk about whatever. Thank you so much for watching. Please be kind to people, and I will see you in the next one. Bye.